Yo, home fam, goddamn back. I told y'all the days I work, I'm gonna bring y'all a video. Long, short, indifferent, don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really get to watch goddamn, what's going on in the, what can I say, the sports world or whatever the case may be, but goddamn, we're just gonna freestyle it today. I mean, I know we can start with the Cam Newton stuff. Cam just don't know how to shut the fuck up. Like, I get it, bro, but damn. Like, he pretty much said when he was talking to Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter, if y'all don't know, is the wide receiver / DB from Colorado. Played under Coach Prime. Talking to him about possibly being the number 1 overall pick. He could be, because I haven't seen nobody play both sides, watching a couple of his games. He looked a little small to me, but I feel like everybody be small. Then by the time 1 year in the league, they buff up or something. But congratulations to him. But Cam pretty much was saying when in 2011, being out to draft, Cam came in. He was the number 1 overall pick. He was the quarterback. He came into a locker room full of losers. Now, before I get into it, he did rebuttal and, explain himself on his 4th and 1 podcast and stuff like that. And a couple of his teammates, I believe that was on the team, had something to say. Now, Cam said, well, when you're 2 and 14, you'll have a losing culture. If you're 6 and 10, he'll lose. He was saying all this stuff he tried to say, he said he was gonna take it back, but in hindsight, it was like he was somewhat backtracking, because he was like, he said if I say a bunch of losers, that was a little aggressive. So you admit you saying a bunch of losers a little aggressive, because you're talking about grown men here, right? And what he was saying was, most of the time you get the number 1 pick or top 5 pick, your team was I can say trash. I'm a fan. I don't feel like he can say that because he played, but it's here or there. He was pretty much like, you have a bad team. So what was happening was the team was 2 and 14. That's how they got the first pick. But then one of the teammates, I don't know who it is, you can look this up yourself, said before that they was 12 and 4. So my thing was, I'm gonna get to what he said, was, well, if he a bunch of losers, but before the year they went 2 and 14, they was 12 and 4. It's like, but they can't really be that much of losers. Like, losers is like the Cleveland Browns for the longest time. To me, that's a bunch of losers and loser culture. That's what I take losing culture is. Like, for instance, if the Chiefs, so what Cam Newton said was, when he got there, they was 2 and 14. Then they was 6 and 10. Then it was 9 and 7 or 7 and 9 or some shit like that. And he said they were still losers. I'm like, it was progress. You're a rookie quarterback. People been around, all that stuff like that. But to say they was losers, because he said he had a story with Wes Welker, and he was like, "Yeah, man, come to Cam." Cam talking about this was the 2nd year, and Wes Welker was like, "I'm not coming to you. I don't do no winning." I'm like, why would you ask him to come there if you just got there? You what are y'all doing? It's one thing you would have asked him when y'all went 12 and 4. I think that was his 4th year, I think. Then he went to the Super Bowl 5th year, I believe. Don't get me the line. I don't know, but it's around that time when they was 12 and 4 before they went 15 and 1. If you would have asked him then, I'm pretty sure Wes Welker was like, okay. But you don't ask him when you got them 7 and 9 or some shit. Like, bro, come on now. That don't even make sense. Like, you telling that story doesn't even make sense. So when he said, there was a bunch of losers, he said himself it was a little aggressive saying there was a bunch of losers. But then it's like, now you're saying Steve Smith Sr., who we all know is like a dog, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you calling him a loser, and he like, nigga, I went to a Super Bowl before with a less talented quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I remember that Super Bowl he went to with a less talented quarterback. And I think it was Tommy Davidson. I can't really remember his name, but it was a good linebacker. It won't Luke Kuechly yet, but it was a good linebacker. Greg Olsen, that's gonna be his best friend. You call that man a loser? It's like, damn. Jonathan Stewart, solid running back. You calling him a loser? It's like, what the fuck? Like, damn, bro. Like, you call all these men losers? So I'm like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, for instance, if the Chiefs were to go 3-16 next season for whatever reason, are you gonna say now that's a loser mentality, a losing culture? Is that what you're gonna say? Because what Cam said was like, each year is different. Each year, it's like, 1 minute you be a losing culture, 1 minute you winning culture. I'm like, for one, to have culture, you have to build that. Like when they talk about the Patriots culture, it's because of winning. That's winning over years, multiple years. Cam talking about, if you go, silly, like you go 12-4, like he used the Cowboys and now he was like, the Cowboys pretty much had the same team last year. They was 12-4, and this year they had pretty much the same players. Wrong, they didn't. There was a lot of injuries, a lot of people left, so they weren't the same team. Do your homework. You got a whole podcast staff and all that stuff, and you gonna say some dumb shit like that. That's what I don't like about some of these analysts, because it's like you have all the money and resources, and I know you watch the game like a fan watches the game, and then y'all say the wrong shit. Like that pisses me off. I'm like, bro, like come on, like do your research. But that's another story for you. So when he says that, it's like, well. He also admitted, he was like, I'm not saying because when I came, all of a sudden we started winning, you know what I'm saying, I was part of the losing too. Okay, well, at least you admit that. Because now it tells me, you said you were so used to winning, but you was so you came there, they was 2-14, came there, y'all was 6-10, then y'all was this, then y'all this, you got the Super Bowl, and then you talking about they didn't make winning plays or do this. You, on the biggest stage of your career, didn't make winning plays. I think I spoke on this on another one of my little rants or whatever, that it's easy to do the Superman against fucking Atlanta or somebody, but in the Super Bowl, I ain't see none of that. I don't remember that Super Bowl, honestly. I really don't. I remember him not jumping on the ball, and I was like, why the fuck can't you do that? And I think at the time I probably made an excuse, because I remember RG3, I think a fumble or something like that happened, and he stuck his foot in the ground, and it fucked his whole leg up, and his career went nowhere. Like, his career was pretty much over after that. I think that's what I was saying, but I was just like, nah. So, Cam with that, so then it made me think, like, he was talking about being a bunch of losers and stuff like that, and then I see how the media, when it was trying to talk about the MVP and Super Bowl, comparison and stuff, and talking about how he was the MVP, and he did his job. So you did your job all 16, 17 games except for the big one. Okay. I'd rather you give me mediocre games in the first half, the second half, whatever. But in that game, you cannot be mediocre. And then when they try to play and be like, oh, he was playing by himself. It made me think, because I really don't remember that roster. I don't. So when I looked the roster up, I was like, hold up. He ain't by himself. Like I said, he had DeAngelo Williams. I think Jonathan still there. So you had a two-headed running back. Now the receivers, they were shaky. Like I think he had Ted Ginn Jr., had some other guy. They were shaky. I give you that. But Greg Olsen was still there. His best friend, supposedly, that you said was a loser. And he was an all-pro tight end, I believe, or a Pro Bowl tight end, Greg Olsen. So then went on the defense. This defense had Luke Kuechly, one of the best middle linebackers if his career wasn't caught short. They had him. They had Thomas Davidson also. I think he was a little older, but they had him also. So I'm like, okay, so your linebacker's good. They ain't had Julius Peppers. I think I said they had him, but they didn't have him. Then they had Dan Hardy. But I think this is when Dan Hardy was like, oh, I think he had how you have the skill set or the ability, but you can't put it together? Like he had little flashes here and there. I think that's when he was at in that time. Then you had Charles Tillman and you had Josh Norman. Now, I don't know which year that Josh Norman that was. So I don't know if it was like Josh Norman, or was it, rookie Josh Norman, whatever the case may be. So y'all can look that up. So I'm like, hold on. So you got two solid corners. The safeties, I don't really know who they really was. One of the names sound familiar. I feel like he was going to say Kurt Coleman, but I don't think he was all that either. So it's like, so you had people on the defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it ain't like he took up. It ain't like his defense was like goddamn Cincinnati Bengals without Trey Hutchinson. I mean, not Trey Hudson, but, Trey Hendricks. Is that name Trey Hendricks? That defensive end for Cincinnati. The only person you know on defense on Cincinnati. It won't like that. That's what he took. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so now it's like, bruh. So now it goes back to you're not used to losing because you've been winning, in college and stuff. For real, when people win in college, to me, especially the team you have, it's like, bruh, it's a bunch of all-stars on one team. You know what I'm saying? That's what, like, when someone that wins, like, a Heisman, it's like, like, Travis Hunter been a Heisman, I get it. Even if the boy from Boise State, if he would have won it, I'll get it because it's like, it's just you. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? When you going against these teams that's fucking got 15 five-star recruits and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I get it. So then we get in a NBA or NFL, then it's like a reality check, and now you losing like a motherfucker because you can't carry what you thought you could do in college into NFL because, like I said, it's grown-ass men. So that really stuck out to me. Like, I hope he sees too. Like, y'all got down, get these lights up, and I mean, you would say something. I'm saying something wrong, but I just don't think I'm wrong because it's like from what he said. Like I said, he did, talk about, He didn't say what Steve Smith said personally, but he didn't really say much about everybody else. So I'm like, what? So Steve Smith, the only one you ain't saying nothing to? You know what I'm saying? Maybe because Steve Smith probably punched him in the shit. I don't know. But yeah, like, wow, the bridge is up. That's crazy. But Cam just need to shut up because it's like he's starting to say stuff, and it sounds like it's just for clicks. And he was talking about like, well, this is my truth and all this stuff. That's how I feel. I feel like it's a better way you could have said it. You could have said, I came in a situation, they won't winning, and it was hard for me and blah 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 blah. And then kept it like that. But for him to call them a bunch of losers, it's like, bro, come on now. Like, come on now. Like, you can't call these people a bunch of losers and they accomplished what they accomplished before then. And then he gave like I said, he did the cowboy analogy, which was kind of stupid. But I was like, well, what if, and what I don't know is, what if the reason they went 2-14 because a bunch of key people was injured, right? If a bunch of key people are injured and you go 2-14, I'm going to give an example. San Antonio Spurs. One of the years, for them to get Tim Duncan, David Robinson, I think he was an MVP or some shit like that, got injured. So initially they tanked. They tanked to get Tim Duncan. So are you gonna say they was a losing culture? Was they a bunch of losers? Like Tim Duncan coming in like, oh, y'all a bunch of losers. You know what I'm saying? Is that what you're gonna say? Because you can't say that. Because you're like, bro, we won 60 plus games, and then we had one bad year the following year. Then because Cam would say like, yeah, the point is to win the Super Bowl. You don't win the Super Bowl, you're a loser. I'm like, if you want to say it like that, I mean, but I mean, it was just he was saying a lot of stuff. Like he has a big mouth and he was just saying a lot of nothing, like a lot of nothing, and it was just pissing me off. I'm like, bro, don't, like you should be intelligent enough. Like if you was young Cam, I can get it. But now, because what you're saying is, you went back to how you thought when you was, how old was he, 21, 22, whatever age he was. Went back to that, and it's like, bro, you grown, you 40, what is he, 30-something, 40-something, I think? I'm trying to think. Because, yeah, he's 40-something, right? In 2011? Yeah, drafted 2011. Yeah, he's 39 or something, because I graduated high school in 2008. And he got drafted, he like 40, early 40, maybe. Whatever the case may be. Anyway, you went back to that when now you a grown man knowing how to articulate stuff. And you on the platform. You know what I'm saying? And then, he had a side kid, Peggy, whatever the fuck that is. That's a weird name for a guy, but okay. And he was like, yeah, I had to tell you, my truth is my truth. If you get offended by it, then that's on you. And my thing is this, I always have a hard time with that, because it's like, it might be your truth, but it's a better way you can say it. Like what they say, it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. I used to be on the mindset of, it's what you say and how you say it. Because it's like, if I'm saying something and it means the same thing, it's like, it's the same thing. Like, if I be like, God damn, your breath stink. Or I'd be like, hey man, you want some gum? I'm saying it literally the same thing. It's just how I'm saying it. But I think Shannon Sharpe always just said, he's like, it's not, you can't dictate how the person receives the message. So me saying, hey man, you need some gum? Or God damn, your breath stink. The person receiving is still gonna look at it like, damn. You know what I'm saying? You can't, so you saying they're a bunch of losers, of course the competitor in them, because they play professional football, gonna be like, you calling us losers? Hold up, bro. Who you think you is? Like, you say you want an MVP, you went to the Super Bowl one time and didn't do nothing in it. It's like, he's throwing stones at shit, and like, bro, your house is glass like a motherfucker. Like I was saying when he was taking shots at Jalen Hurts, and I'm looking at him like, bro, you want an MVP? And it's like, I mean, that's like the worst thing. Like that's the thing that people give AI so much credit, and I love AI. From VA 757 is that he won MVP, and then he went up against Goliath, and he was able to hurt Goliath. He wasn't gonna win. We knew he wasn't gonna win, but he was able to hurt him, and you never doubted his commitment or his effort or none of that. It's like sometimes you run up against somebody that's just better, right? That's just what it comes down to. You look at Cam, he won his MVP, and you looking at Super Bowl, you like, damn, bro, you want to put up 10 points? Really? Damn, what was all that Superman shit at? You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those just like, come on now. But, I mean, it's just Cam, I guess, if you want to say that. But, now it's like, when he talks about quarterbacks now you got to look at him funny, because it's like, well, bro, did you do the necessary plays to get your team to win? Because then you never went back. I mean, they said he got injured. So my question to him is, when they went 15-1, and then the next year I think they had a losing season because he was injured, do you say y'all a bunch of losers now? That's my question to him. I really want him to see this. Like, seriously. Like, put in the algorithm or whatever the fuck it is. Really want him to see this. Like, are y'all a bunch of losers now because you was injured, Luke Kuechly was injured, so now y'all fucking 5 and whatever the case may be. I don't know what the record was. I know it went 15-1. Like, now y'all losers now? It's like, now you don't know what, it's like, to me, now you don't know what culture means, because culture, like I said earlier, built over time. So, at first, yeah, y'all was a losing, I mean, y'all won't, I mean, it was an expansion team for one, so y'all really don't have no, anything to put a head on or anything. It's like, y'all really just starting, they came in, 94, 95, I think? Y'all new as shit. So y'all don't even have no culture, for real. Like, y'all don't have no old timers that was nice as hell back in the day, y'all don't got that. You know what I'm saying? So, culture, that's why I asked him, like, now is the Patriots, since Brady and Belichick, well, shit, when Brady left, are they a losing culture now, even though they had all that winning? You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to know. Because now it's like, well, now you can see down, but we saw why they have losing culture, because one player left. You know what I'm saying? One player left, and now they can't do nothing. Then Bill Belichick's leaving, we know they can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay. And then, like I said, the same thing with the Chiefs. The Chiefs went good until Patrick and Andy and them got, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were solid. So you want to call them a winning coach? Like, his term that he used just didn't make sense to me. And maybe that's just me. I mean, if y'all feel a type of way or y'all want to chime in, please chime in the comments. I'm going to respond to them. Like, I'm going to respond. Because I think my wife tells me, she's like, you like the debates. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, I like different perspectives. Like, if me and you standing in front of each other, and it's a 9 to me on the ground, but in your instance, it's like a 6. I want you to think, why is that a 6? I'm like, this is a 9. Or, maybe I turn this around, like, what do you see now? Then you're like, oh, it does look like a 9. And I'm like, oh, it does look like a, you know what I'm saying? It's always a common ground. Or you just go to, we agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they be like, Cam Newton, is he a Hall of Famer? I'm like, I mean, some people be like, he probably like, yeah, because he was so spectacular. Like, they look at the wild plays and the highlights and all that stuff like that, and deservingly so. But then it's like, you say something like Eli's not a Hall of Famer, and it's like, they be like, well, you can't say just 2 Super Bowls and 2 Super Bowl MVPs. So I'm like, but when we needed his best, he was his best when we needed it. You get what I'm saying? That's my whole gripe. Cam was his best 16 games. I think one game they lost. They might have rested. I don't know. And then the biggest game you play in, like Clark Kent. Where the fuck Superman at? That's what everybody say. Where's Superman at? To me, that's a letdown. Then he had every excuse, man. It was so mentally drained. My preparation was off and all this other shit. And it's like, nah, bro. When you young, you know you playing football and you get to the league, you dream of playing in a Super Bowl. You dream of, that's what you dream of. So whatever came, you supposed to be like, okay, it's time to, you know what I'm saying? It's like, let's do this. I saw one game, Stephen A. Because Stephen A. has like a fan and analyst mind. So what I mean by that is he picked what like a regular player would think and then try to go back to being an analyst. For example, when he talked about like LeBron don't have a killer instinct and blah 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 and all stuff like that, and he'd be like, we need somebody that's gonna be like, here, take the ball and take us there. That's the shit you do when you're out in the playground and you know that one person is that one score that like no one can really stop. You like, yo, let's give him the ball so we can win. You know what I'm saying? When technically in NBA is totally different. Like, it's like, bro, anybody can be that. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, he'd be like, LeBron had to learn how to do that. Jordan and Kobe knew how to do that and all this, all that dumb shit. And so when he was talking about, he was watching, I think Cam was, I don't know who he was playing against. And I guess it was a tight game. And I guess the other quarterback came, scored a touchdown, blah, blah, blah. And they had a picture of Cam. And Cam was on the sideline and he was chewing gum. He was like, okay, all right, let's go. And that's what Stephen A. was saying. He was like, you got to see the picture. You got to see the focus on Cam. He was like, when they came down there in school and they left him like 3 minutes ago, Cam was like, yeah, okay, let's go. I think they ended up winning the game. But he say stuff like that. It's like, okay, what the fuck was that at in the Super Bowl? Now Cameron say, well, I won the MVP. Von Miller was. No shit, Sherlock. But I don't want to sit there and say you didn't try. But when you don't, it's one thing if someone is just superiorly better than you. And it's like, it's nothing you can do. Like, AKA the whole Philadelphia versus Lakers, AI versus Kobe and Shaq. It was no way in hell Philly was winning that series. Like, people knew it. Like, that's besides people in Philadelphia. Maybe if AI was 6'6", maybe they would have won two games, maybe 3. But at 5'11", and as far as he was, the fact that he got them one, this is like, oh shit. The effort was there. You know what I'm saying? You look at that Super Bowl with Cam, it's like, damn, bro. The biggest play, your effort wasn't there. And, coaches tell you, like, we can't teach effort. It's got to be in you or not in you. And at that moment, it was not in you. It's like one of the things, like, when everything's going good, you smiling, you this and all this stuff like that. But kind of like what Jalen Hurts said, leave it all out there. No stone unturned. You know what I'm saying? Cam, you did not do that. You didn't leave it out there. No, you didn't turn over all the stones. It was more like, I don't want to say he was spoiled or whatever, but it was just like, you didn't do what you were supposed to do and you were the MVP. You know what I'm saying? It was like, damn, bro. You got an MVP award and that's why I never I kind of hate, and then mind you, like I be telling y'all, black quarterbacks, excellent. So it pains me to seem like I'm bashing Cam or going down, but I got to keep it real. Like, it's like when Lamar wins MVPs and he never gets to a conference championship, it's like, well, damn, like, what the fuck? Like, one year you lose to Kansas City, one year you lose to Josh, one year I feel like he lost to someone that won't one of them, and I was like, what? So the MVP stuff is like, I don't know. It's to me is weird. I feel like you should get MVP, but they say it's a difference. MVP of the season, then you got but I feel like it should wait until after I've heard people say it should wait after the season's over. Because it's like, imagine you win MVP and you go home in the first round. Would you even feel right accepting that award? Like, seriously, you go home in the first round. Now, depending on how it went, like, let's say if I'm a quarterback and I threw 4 touchdowns, no picks, no fumbles, no nothing. Like, I'm scoring every time I get the ball, except for a couple times I had to punt or whatever the case may be. And then my defense just is letting me down. Like, my defense is really letting me down. Then that, I'm like, all right, I ain't gonna sit there and tell it like it was you know, it was on my defense. They ain't do nothing. I'll be like, hey, they was a better team. Waiting for this damn boat to go past. Like, it's a little slow. It's not the boat, it's the crane. Like, been here for a minute. But, you know, I'm like, it was on me. I should have did more. Like, them times when we had to punt or we had to get a field goal, should have been touchdowns. It's ways to word it. Now, the media and fans be like, hell no, man, you played your ass off. The defense couldn't do nothing, couldn't cover, couldn't do this, kept getting penalties. They could do that, but as a teammate, you not. And for Cam, like, go back to Cam, for Cam to be like, oh, what Carolina means to him, all this other, to throw them people like the trash to like that, it's like, bro, come on, man. Like, you could have said it a better way. That's all. That's really what I'm saying. He could have said it a better way. He could have been like, I came into a situation that was different from what I was in college. You know, they came off a losing season, not just a losing season, a really bad losing season, and left it at that. And then people were like, oh, okay. But they called on, I came in a locker room full of losers. And then he sat there and said, I'm not saying the individual is losers. I'm saying the environment, the coach, they wasn't doing this. No, nigga, you said I came into a locker room full of losers. Who the hell is in the locker room? Players. You didn't single it out. You didn't say I came in a locker room full of losers except Steve Smith Sr., except Greg Olsen, except Thomas. Like, you didn't say that. You seen everybody losing and you grouped them all together like they're all losers. And Steve Smith looking like, bro, 2 years prior to that, we was 14 and whatever the case may be. So you can't sit there and say he's a loser because he had one season when, you know, whatever happened. It could have been the quarterback was trash. You know what I'm saying? You can have all the talent. Your quarterback trash is like, well, you know what I'm saying? Anything, injuries. So we lose because I was injured half the season. You know, like, whatever happened. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it got to be damn deep. I don't think they were just that bad. I feel like injuries, quarterback play, you know, a lot of stuff. And for you to just say losers, it's like, that's a way to get popped in your mouth. Like somebody hit him in the mouth or something. I don't know, one of his games or something, or whatever the case may be. But, you know what I'm saying? I mean, glad I didn't go nowhere because I don't advocate for violence. But his choice of words need to just be better. And shit, that's it. That's all that I can hear about that. I've been seeing Jalen Hurts been taking hella media rounds. Like, it's like, dang, this what you do when you win the Super Bowl? You gotta keep doing all this shit? It's like, bro. And he got the same, like, stoic, like, response to everything. Like, yeah, you know, it's like, it's bland. It's bland as hell. Like, it really is. It's like, okay. But, I mean, they say he's one of the top 10 sexiest NFL players. I think that's what he said. So, hey, it is what it is. Trying to my quarterback. But, that's that. What else? I don't know. This might be one of the shortest videos. For real, for real. Cause, you know, I don't have no script. Like, I ain't like reading off of something like, oh, I'm talking about this, this, and this. This is all off the top of the head, like stuff that recently has happened and all this stuff like that. Well, anyway, I had a dream. I had multiple dreams. Like I said, like my rants and stuff just gonna be coming off of just I just want to talk about, and then y'all can just chime in with them. So I had these dreams, right? So I had a dream that something was attacking me, right? But I couldn't see it. So the first time it got me, I was like, fuck, you know, and I couldn't move. You know how I guess they say sleep paralysis or whatever. I couldn't move. I was like, fuck. Then, like, it's eventually I got down, snapped out of it, got up. My stupid ass got down and was like, all right, fine, fuck it. I went back to sleep. So I went back to sleep. The same thing happened again, but this time I was more prepared. So I got there and started fighting. I started fighting off like, nah. And then like a struggle. Then I woke up again. Mind you, I had to get up at like 5:45 to take my autistic son to, we had a field trip this morning. So, you know, I was, I had to get up early, so I ain't go to sleep till like 12. So now I'm going 12 o'clock, and I'm running off this amount of sleep. Anyway, so I was about to move. So then it happened again when I went back to sleep. I'm trying to go to sleep. It happened again. This time I got down, whatever it was, I caught it, put it in an arm bar. So right when you about to, not an arm bar, a Kimura. And right when I'm about to goddamn snap the arm, I wake up. Cause I'm like, damn, I'm getting the best of it. So now like, I'm gonna go to sleep. Like, nah, bring your ass back. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we gotta finish this. You know, and then I did. And I told my wife about it. She was like, oh, you want me to hold you while you sleep? I'm like, what the fuck is that gonna do? But, you know, women. So, yeah, that. And my son was shockingly up and ready to go to whatever he's going. I think he's going to is it the Chrysler Museum? I'm like, why would you take a child there? Like, I don't like going to that moment. But anyway. And that was just a weird dream, because it was like one of the days, like, you know how they be like, sometimes you can't control in your dream. It was like the first time, you got me. And then they tried it again, and I was like, oh, no, hold up, I can't, you know. Third time, like, oh, you really tried it. Like, you really tried, like, you thought this was sweet. Like, nah. So, I just wanted to share with y'all. My homeboy has a son, right? And his son is having sex, right? And he caught him. Now, I've had my talk with my son about sex and all stuff like that. He's probably doing it. I don't know. I haven't caught him yet. I mean, it's kind of hard because he shares his room with his brothers, but, you know, whatever. So, my homeboy, I was talking to him. Matter of fact, it was Sunday before Super Bowl. I was talking to him, and he was like, yo, man, I got my court goddamn Trey. Goddamn fucking the girl from the back. I walked in, he was looking sharp as hell. And I was like, damn, what you do? He was like, I mean, I just looked at him and shook his head, because it was like on a Friday, and I guess he was supposed to be at school at a certain time, and he wasn't there. So he walked in, and he's like, bro, what the fuck? Now, mind you, my man's just got down. He got his son, but like, it was like because his mom was a crackhead or some shit like that, bro. Anyway, so he has, you know, custody and all this and all that. And he said he talked to him before, because, you know, when your kid gets to that age, because matter of fact, I went to him, because his son is older than mine. I went to him and asked him, like, how did you talk? You know what I'm saying? Have that conversation with your child about being mad. Because, you know, it's different when a man's talking to his son about sex, and then when a mom's talking to their daughter, or mom's, you know what I'm saying? It's different. Like, as unfair as it is, it's just different. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just different. Like, you know, us, we like, damn right, you got there, blah, blah, blah. And me personally, like, from what he said, it's like, yo, it's repercussions if you don't be careful. And I told my son, like, yo, you do that shit and not being responsible, that 5 minutes of pleasure that you're experiencing will turn into a whole 18 years of fucking misery, because you won't be smart. Now, I was a little bit more mean, I don't say mean with mine, because my son's mom, that's not my wife, it's another dude. Like, she looks for anything to show that, oh, I'm fucking up. Like, oh, my son's over there having sex and the dad's allowing it and all this shit and all. Like, she'll find anything to be like, I'm not being fit as a father. So when I have these talks, and when he does something wrong and all this stuff like that, I have to be diligent and like straightforward, like, yo, shit can go real left if you don't be careful. So my man was like, he caught him, and he said he had to talk with him. He said the fact that he wasn't mad was him doing it, the fact that he was doing it during school hours and he wasn't using a condom. I said, bro, how you know he ain't using a condom? He said, bro, I looked down at him and his dick was raw as hell. I was like, what the fuck? Nah, man, that's not gay, that's his son, so it's like, whatever. But I'm like, you really looked at that man me? He like, nigga, that's my son, I can do that. I'm like, alright, I mean, I'm not judging, but you know what I'm saying? It was just like, and I thought about it, and it instantly put me in, what if I have to, that comes across me, what would I do? people in the comments, tell me what y'all would do. You know what I'm saying? If y'all experience it, something similar, whatever it can be, tell me. Because I was like, damn. So I said, what you gonna do? He was like, bro, like, I might have to be like a bitch on him, be like, yo. Like, he was saying he must keep a microscope on him and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't think you should do that. Because you're not gonna always be able to keep eyes on him, right? And, you know, most people that, you know, does stuff like that, they gonna sneak and do it anyway. So then it's like, okay, what are you doing? But at the same time, I'm telling him this, but in my mind, I'm like, shit, I would have been like, probably would have punched my goddamn son in the back of the head or some shit or something. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know. So I really couldn't be like, yeah, you shouldn't do that, because I don't know what I should do. Grateful enough, he didn't say, oh, what would you do? I'm like, well, I ain't got to that, so I ain't gonna tell you what you should do. But it's like, it's crazy that it's a different, what's the word? Not setting, but different preferences for, you know, little girls and, you know, boys. Like, dude touch my daughter, I'm like, oh, hell no, nigga, you know, blah, blah, blah. But my son, it's like, yeah, you getting them cheeks, you know, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I feel like us as men, we can't be like that with our sons, because then it's like, yeah, we did it when we was younger, and it's like, look how fucked up we was, but it came with some trauma also. You know what I'm saying? Like, that comes with trauma, sticking around with a bunch of girls, or doing stuff behind your parents' back, or whatever the case may be. You know, it comes with something. It comes with repercussions. So, like I said, I told my son about the different repercussions and stuff like that. He might still fucking do the shit. I mean, that's part of growing up. So, I mean, I can't, you know. I remember one time, he was talking to these two girls, and he was like, well, Dad, I have your blood in my veins. I'm like, and the ego side of me like, you're right, blah, blah, blah. But then my mature side was like, bruh, that's not a fucking excuse. Because then, like I said, I'm like, you have two sisters. You have one with he has a sister with his mom, and then my stepsister with my wife. I'm like, you don't want no dude doing that to them, so why would you do that to them? Do that to somebody else? So, you know, it's one of them, you know, you gotta live and learn type situation. But you know how it's like one of them. It's like, I'm bringing it to a football analogy. I don't care if you have a turnover. It's when you have that turnover. So you're gonna make mistakes. I know you are. It's human. That's just what it is. It's when you make the mistakes. Because I can't get mad at you if you're 20 years old and you have a baby. You grown. But if you fucking 13 or some shit, 13, 15, and you have a baby now, it's like, you know, you can't say, oh, your future is done, but it's got a whole lot complicated. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I look at it. Like, it just got a whole lot more complicated because you decide not to fucking listen. And like I said, men, you know, whoever can be, you live a certain life, so you know what's out there. It's like, you know, telling baby, don't put your finger on the stove, we know it's hot. We're telling you for a reason. You know what I'm saying? We're telling you for a reason, don't do it. If you do it, it's possible. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, oh shit. This nigga came out of nowhere. Are you getting over? Get your ass over, nigga. I thought it was a regular, like, you know, U-Haul thing, like just the cab part. You know, the long ass pipes on and stuff. But yeah, just like be cautious and think about it. Them first couple years, it's gonna be. And then I don't want to be the type to be like, I told you so. And be like, I ain't gonna help him if he get in a jam and stuff like that. But I'm like, I told you so. And then, you know, my man was just like, man, I'm just so disappointed in him. And I was like, I mean, well, you want to sit down and have that talk with him. Be like, see, I told you. Maybe you gotta take some liberties that he normally get, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But that's a little insight into my personal life, you know what I'm saying? I'll share whatever it is. I mean, I won't get too deep and share my actual personal, but you know, certain stuff like that. What else? I know NFL season over, but man, it's gonna be a long time for NFL season to come back. I know that much. And I gotta deal with the NBA. But when I was in the house getting ready, I heard it was Stephen A. Perk, this old girl. She's cute too. I'm glad they had some real, because Molly ain't it. I ain't gonna lie, Molly ain't it. It's like once you see somebody, and then they say they date a celebrity, right? Now, mind you, we don't know how Jalen Rose is in real life and all that. So when they saw they got married and engaged and all stuff like that, and then, you know, the internet gonna have hella, you know, rumors and stuff like that and all that stuff. And we also know about the perception of women in not even just that space as far as sports and stuff, but on radio and stuff like that. And how sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, you might gotta suck a bust it open for somebody, you know, to get where you at. You heard about Joy Taylor, you know what I'm saying? You heard about it. The fact that she comes to work like ain't nothing happening is like crazy word. Like she like either that shit ain't true or she is unbothered. Like, yeah, whatever. Cause I always wonder, like, how the hell she keep goddamn jumping from show to show like that? Like, I first remember seeing Joy on Undisputed with Skip and Shannon. She was the moderator. Then one day she won't there no more. I was like, what the fuck? Like, where she at? Then she started being on The Herd. Now mind you, one of these shows came right after each other. So it was Undisputed and then it was The Herd. So I don't know if they were like in the same studio. I feel like they was. And then she just walked across the street, like, you know what I'm saying? Then she was I don't know if you call that the moderator right there, or I don't know what The Herd, because The Herd, he be calling Coward. He be standing over here on the right side, and then the lady, or now it's the guy now, well, Joy was on the left side in the little booth, and I guess she's the moderator too. Anyway, so she was on that jank, so I don't want to feel like she was up there for like a year. Then say, you know, she had her own show. I was like, she was on a show with was it Archer and them? I feel like it was Archer and them. Or was it Speed? Somehow she was just one of the people up there. So now she has a show when it's actually her show. And I'm like, the fuck? And I think that's when she got Keyshawn and Michael Irvin, all the C-listers, I guess you want to call them, B-listers or whatever. Because Michael Irvin be talking like, I don't know what he be talking about. Like, he be talking like he still be doing that crack and shit. I don't know. But now she got that, I'm like, damn. Like, granted, I don't know what she did before. So, you know, the hard work she probably put in, you know. But it was just crazy to see her just move up like that. Because then, you know, I saw Carrie Champion on First Take. And then she went up there no more. I'm like, well, damn, what the fuck happened? You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn. Like, what happened to my girl there? You know? But, you know, shit happens, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah, her, the other black girl, they ended up being working together on something. But it was just funny to me, like, how she got there. And then the way he got there, Archo was blazing. I'm like, yeah, Archo smash. Archo smash. Shannon Sharp probably smash. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just certain shit. Like, and then it's like, I remember Joy not having them big boobs. I remember that. And then now them shits got there. I'm like, damn. Like, you know, push-up bras do a lot of wonders. But damn, like, that's more than a push-up bra. That's a goddamn stick-em-up bra. Like, you know what I'm saying? But whatever, that's her business, you know, do what you gotta do, girl. That's just crazy. But yeah, Steve, I just don't understand it. Like, she really just moved around like it was nobody's business. Like, it was crazy. So back to you know, First Take and Molly and all that stuff. So they were talking about Go. I hate when I've been doing that shit for like 5 minutes and niggas take forever. But it was Perkins, and it was talking about sleeper teams in the NBA in the West, and in the West anyway. And Wendy, the fat white guy that be doing like this and this, I don't know why he does that, but whatever. And there was like said something about the Nuggets, but then we're like, the Nuggets ain't a sleeper team because they recently been one of the top teams, or whatever, which I agree. And then I forgot who said something. Then they got to the Lakers, and it was like the Lakers, but they lack of size or something like that. And then I was thinking about yeah, you're right, because they got rid of they only good rim protector for sure. And then now you got these other people. Like I saw them sign some guy named Alex Len, and then I just saw again they just waived him. I'm like, well, why was the point of signing him? I'm like, what? I don't understand that. But anyway, and it's crazy because you could have easily just just went and got Dwight Howard, but Dwight Howard he a podcaster now, so I was like, good for him. But then they said something about the Clippers, and this Perk was like, yeah, the Clippers, man, I need to apologize to Ty Lue because he gets the most out of everybody, blah, 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 and all this stuff like that. And he does, and he does. And he was like, you got James Harden that's going to, wherever the All-Star break is at. I forgot, San Francisco, I think. Going to San Francisco. And Norman Powell, who should have been an All-Star. You're right, he should have been. I honestly would have said I would have put him over Harden because Harden's had his All-Star, but that's just me. And then he said, you got Kawhi Leonard starting to heat up, and he's your third option. And I was like, okay, maybe he is. I don't know. Maybe he is. And then he's like, then they just signed Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, they just gonna have him do, he was saying what he needed to do and all stuff like that. And then Stephen A was like, I was with you with the Nuggets and stuff like that, but then you brought up Ben Simmons. I mean, this guy plays like he gotta go on the front line of the military or something. Like, he was just saying homework and shit. And I was just waiting for him to say something about Kawhi, because for some reason he always says something about Kawhi, and I'd be like, bruh, stop. But slap shit out of you. Slap your hairline straight or something. I don't know. But bro, what the fuck you doing? But but he didn't say nothing, so that surprised me. Cause he was like, Ben Simmons, and Ben Simmons, his first game with the Clippers, I think he had 12, 7, and 7 or something like that. He can fill up the stat sheet. He really can. You know what I'm saying? He really can. He just, I don't know if it's a mental thing or it's I don't know what it is, but it's something. And he don't really come to play all the time. Like I said, I think on one game, I think when I had traded him from somewhere, I forgot who traded him. And I put him on the team, I was like, yo, just play him like y'all use Giannis. Now, the thing about it is, people just assume, you see measurements, his shit say 6'10", 2, they say 250, he's not 250, he's more like 230, 225. He isn't, and then Giannis is 6'11", they say he's 245. That's bullshit. He's more like 250. He's even more like 7 feet, actually. And his arms is way longer than Ben Simmons. So it's he can't necessarily be how Giannis is, per se, but close enough, And for one, I think he's faster than Giannis. So it's he could do what Giannis did if you built a certain team around him type shit. But ain't nobody built no team around Ben Simmons. So right now, he's just a great body version of Draymond Green. Tired. But, yeah. Oh, well, shit. Amazon sent me back out goddamn Curitin, as usual. I'm glad it ain't raining and muggy today, because the other day was Granted, it stopped raining, you know what I'm saying? Once I started getting to my route or whatever. But it was just bro. And I forgot to put a long john, too. Now I gotta wear my fucking hoodie the whole time. Damn. But yesterday, I got off early as hell. That shit shocked the fuck out of me. I was back on about 7:30. I was yo, I need to pick up more hours or something. 7:30. No time I get back to 8:30, 9 o'clock. But 7:30, I was at home in the crib, 7:30. It's crazy because I could have made a video on my way back because my wife was getting her hair done. So I could have made a video, but I won't even think it. So I mean, like I said, sometimes I might, you know, pop out a video. Granted, it's gonna be dark, so you just gonna hear my voice. But I might start doing that if anything spectacular come or, you know, whatever. But you know, today's a good day right now because of the weather. But yeah, if you got there, you know what I'm saying, like the video, like I said, I'm gonna do it every time I work. So just keep checking and everything, and you know, I see y'all when I see y'all.